and welcome to my new Flosstube video. I'm Jantina. Welcome to everyone, also everyone who is new. Yeah, welcome. It has been a hectic 2 weeks with work and everything, kids, school, running everywhere, but it's okay. Just a little hectic, and my stitching was a little bit hectic too. I stitched on a lot of projects and some of them have amazing progress and other things don't. So I have no particular order. There are some new starts, restarts, no finishes, my usual whips. So yeah, let's get started. The first thing I want to start with, I think the lighting is a little bit flickering, so sorry for that. The first thing, in my last video I had a little giveaway for the French country rooster, and there were 3 people who wanted to stitch this, and I did a random number picker, and I don't know if it's focusing. Mandy, number 2, it's yours. So if you want to send me a private message through Instagram, I will link my Instagram down below. You can give me your information and I will send this to you. So it's September, and I try to do restart September. I had a lot of things I wanted to restart, wasn't sure about my fabric or color choices or some other things. So I have some restarts, I have some things I didn't start or restart for whatever reason. It's just a lot and it's chaotic, so this video might be too. Let me start with my biggest whip, King Koda Storyteller. This is by Heaven and Earth Designs by Amy Stewart. I'm getting a message. It's by Amy Stewart, and I will put up a picture of what it will look like, because I forgot that the last few times, I think, and what it looked like the last time I showed it. And this is what it looks like right now. So here's the rest. I love it. I did a lot on this. Let me fold it a little bit. So I worked on this section. I think I was about here. Well, you just saw an update picture the last time, and you can probably see here's a ground squirrel. This head is the next in the next 2 rows, and over here is where my page ends. So almost a page finish, yay! And then I will continue on the next one. I love working on this. I still do. It's a little bit dark, but I don't mind the dark colors, and yeah, I still love it. So that's one. So what else? I've worked on this one. This is Instead of Sheep by, I don't know, Heartstring Samplery, I think. Well, I will let it put a picture here somewhere. I don't know if I have a picture when I showed it last, but this is how far I've got. I finished all the green in the border, and now I'm working on those flowers. So yeah, I love it. This is on a 20 count Ada, and it's cute. It's nice to work on. So yeah. Another whip I've been working on is Winter Rabbit by Lakeside Needlecraft. It's a freebie on their website. A picture of what it looked like the last time. I'm not going to say it anymore, it will pop up somewhere. So this is what it looks like now. I worked a little bit more on the blue up here. I filled in the part I am adding to it because of my frame, and I filled in the ear with B5200. So it's not really showing up right. The lighting is a little bit weird today, so I'm sorry. So I love working on this. This is my travel piece. It's always in my bag, and whenever I have the time to stitch a little bit on it, I will. So yeah. Next on the pile is something for Restart September. Let me show you what we're talking about. This is the Heart of the Home Sampler by Brenda Gervais. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I hope the picture is showing up right. So I have this in my stash for almost a year. And what I love about the picture is all the light blue colors, and they're amazing. I love the house with the wreath over it, and I just love it. But when I pulled all the colors, I found out they're not blue, they're light green. And I wanted it blue. So I was looking for some colors. I pulled my own conversion and I liked it. And in March, I don't know, May. Mania, I started this on tea-dyed Jobelin, which was too dark. So the green wasn't showing up, and I didn't love it. So I was debating what to do, starting on a lighter fabric with other colors. I didn't know. And then I watched Michelle Bendy, and she did a whip down, and she looked critically at every whip. Do I want to still stitch this? And that's got me thinking of my own whips. And this one I decided not to restart right now. I will go and look for some nice tan fabric, a little bit lighter than what I have now. Some light blue variegated overdyed specialty something. And if I'm stitching this, I really want to love it because it's going to be big. So for now, I'm not going to restart this. Something I did restart before I forget is also from Mania. Names. I should write things down the next time. Little House Welcome, Little Moon Welcome, something like that. I will put up a picture. It's from Brooks Books, and first I started this on also a tea-dyed Jobelin, and it was 1/2, 2/2. It was over 2, I don't know how many over 2, on 25 count fabric, and I didn't like it. So I started it on white 25 count Jobelin over 1. Let me see. I think you can see it. It's just a little flower center. So not much to see, but I think it's going to be perfect. Small but perfect. What else did I work on? I worked on another whip. It's the Tea and Cake Cell, also by Lakeside Needlecraft. It's a freebie, and I worked some more on the border. This is also tea dyed 25 count Jobelin. I had a lot and I just dyed it in various tea colors. So this is kind of a purple berry tea fabric. The border is almost complete, or the outside border is complete. I still have to do the inside squares. I will finish that up this week, and then I will continue the individual blocks. So I really like this one. It's going to be cute and sweet and all the things. So yeah. What's next? Also something from Restart September. Let me fold this. Working on it. So I can put up a picture, but I have it right here. This is Stitching in Quilt by Core A Baticore. This is also one of my mania starts, and I started here in the middle and had a little bit here done. So I worked a little bit more on it. This is how far I am. And I have the same problem with this 25 count Jobelin as I have with all the 25 count Jobelin. Over 2, I think it's quite big. Over 1, I have trouble with the coverage. So what I decided to do, because this one is going to be massive on 25 count over 2, it's 240 by 160. So what I will do is I will stitch up this motif of this part of the pattern, and if it's done I will look at it and see if I want to do the whole thing this size, because I love it and it is okay if it's big, but I don't want it too big. And if it is too massive, I will make a pillow out of this one, or just frame it by itself and find a smaller count fabric to stitch it on, because I really love this one. It's so nice. It's not focusing. Not going to try. So I did a little bit more on this one, and I really love the colors. This is also a tea dyed 25 count Jobelin. Next up, use threads. This is the Quaker by Joke Trebbe de Nijs. And I did quite a lot on this one. I really love the colors. It's so beautiful. Well, I'm about halfway done. So, yes, I love this. and I maybe will be finishing this before the end of the year. Maybe. I have 2 more projects left. The first one is also kind of a restart. I had a mania start on this fabric. It's 20 count Ada, and I was planning to stitch a monogram on this with the letter of our last name for my boyfriend. It was supposed to be a secret, and he found out, and I had about 50 stitches in or something, and I wasn't sure about the color, so I ripped it out, and I will do that another time, I think. So I started with something else. It's not really a design by someone. I just make it up by myself. There's going to be a border on the top. It's in a kind of random floss in gold, and there will be some lettering down below in a backstitch font. I'm using a lot for other things, and I will stitch the letters in this variegated DMC. It's number 115, and it has bright reds and dark. It's showing up a little, it's more muted than it's showing up. Let me see. No, it's not showing up the right color. So I don't know if I'm going to show this before it's done. It will take me a while, but I think it's going to be cute. So it's not really a restart, but I think it's a new start. So yeah. Then I received some purchases this yesterday. I got my floss for the astronaut. It's just blues and grays. Let me see for the picture. This one. It's from the Cross Stitcher magazine from 2 months ago, I think. And I already had, let me see, this 28 count linen in black. And I wanted to start it. And that's where it all began. Because I had some issues with the coverage. Let me show you. I don't know if it's showing up my paper. It's not showing up. I will insert a picture. It's charted for 14 count Ada and stitched with 2 threads. I always struggle with that word. So let's say 2/1 on 14 count Ada, which is the same as 2/2 on 28 count. But what will happen between white stitch is you will see the black fabric, and I don't like that. That's why I chose for a smaller count fabric and not to stitch it on 14 count black Ada. So I tried those 3 small things. Words. It's hard today. The big one is 2/2. This is 1/1 and 2/1. The 1/1 has the same problem, being showing the black fabric between the white-ish stitches. The next one, 2/1, is too bulky. So I decided I have to go look for something else, and I will use this one for another project, which is totally fine. No problem at all. So I was thinking I could use some 16 or 18 count black Aida. And when I was looking down, I was also kind of stitching on King Koda. It's always on my desk. So I looked at it and I saw my 18 count Easy Guide Zweigart Aida, of which I had something left. And I also have a blue fabric dye and also a little bit black. We used the black for our chair in the living room. We re-dyed it black so it, it looks nice again. And I kept a little bit of the black fabric dye. So I thought, let me paint this little piece of Aida dark blue or any shade of blue, and I will make some black splashes on it, and it will be an amazing background for the astronaut. So that's what I tried to do until, oh, I'm getting a call. Be right back. So I tried to make it blue and I mixed up the paint. It's Dylon, which I think it's kind of similar to red dye. I mixed it up and it looked a little bit weird. I poured it over my fabric and it wasn't blue. The package said blue, so it should be blue, right? I will put in a picture what it looked like after I rinsed it out. It's bright purple. So I messaged Dylon through Instagram. I haven't heard anything back, but I messaged them, what did I do wrong? Because it's supposed to be blue, it's turning out purple. Am I doing something wrong? Is the wrong color in the packaging? I don't know. So it was way too light and I thought maybe it will work with purple, it's okay. So I put it back into my dyeing bowl and put in all the paint I had left, because I really wanted it to be a dark fabric to make it work. And it was still really purple. Some of the threads came off after the second round of dyeing. It's not even picking up right. Forget about it. It was just bright violet purple. I got a little bit frustrated, but I continued and I really wanted blue. I put over the black, rinsed it out, let it dry. It's still very much purple. In some lighting, it has a little bit of a blue-ish shade. But let me put in a picture with something blue next to it for comparison. And yeah, This won't work with my astronaut. But I have a really nice piece of purple fabric. There's a little bit of variegation in it. It's not really showing up, but it's a nice piece of fabric. It's a nice color, but it isn't dark blue. So I failed. I googled it and it's happening a lot. There were a lot of Amazon reviews telling that the ocean blue Dylon turned out purple. So I'm not the only one. I'm curious to hear what Dylon has to say and if I can get my money back, because I bought blue. My fabric is not, it's not ruined. It's not ruined, but I'm not, I can't use it for what I was trying to use it for. And I was so happy I didn't dye one of my favorite pieces of clothing in this, hoping it will turn out blue, and it will turn out purple. So that's it. I have a lot of whips, restarts, new starts, and purple fabric. So that's it, I think. Let me check my notes. Ooh, it's not all. I've made a purchase. I wasn't planning on it, but it happened. Heaven and Earth had a special sale for Kincaid, Thomas Kincaid. He's an artist, and usually his charge do not go on sale. And now they did. So I bought one. I'm not going to stitch it anytime soon. I will put up a picture. It's a quiet evening, and I love the colors and the house, and it really reminds me of the neighborhood. It reminds me of where I lived for 8 years. It's a wonderful piece of the Netherlands, and it reminds me a lot of it. And I love that it's a national park, and I really love being there. And yeah, this reminded me of it, and it's my dream house. So I will hopefully stitch this in a year or two when I'm words. It's okay. You will get what I meant. So that's all. I'm not going to try to say anything more, because I'm really struggling with words today. Sorry for everything, and thank you for watching. If you're still here, wow. Thank you. I really appreciate everything, and all the comments, and everyone is so sweet. So thank you. Have a nice day, week, and I will see you in about 2 weeks. Bye bye.